Scene 1. Street corner, Steel Town, USA.
I'm checking home now, call it a night. Going up to my room, turn on the light. Jesus, turn off that light. I ain't in Steel Town long. I work 2 days a week. The other 5, my efforts ain't required. For 2 days out of 7, $2 bills I'm given. So I'm just searching along the street, for on those 5 days it's nice to eat. Jesus, Jesus, who said let's eat?
Hello, baby.
Hello, big boy.
Busy, baby.
Not so very.
I'd like to give you $100, but I only got 30 cents.
Say, would you wait till I catch my breath on account of it so immense? Make it $1.
Honest kid Nix, that's all I got. 30 cents.
Go on, make it 80.
30 cents.
75.
I said 30.
Come on, big boy, don't be that way. Have a buck.
Listen, you. I said what I mean. 30 cents. Get me? What's the idea? Hey, let go my
Come
arm.
on, big boy, I'll be nice.
I said let
Come
go.
on, big boy, don't be a sap.
Oh, yeah,
Now, you know I
Lay
wouldn't.
off all the soft
Please.
stuff. Try to rush me,
Mister.
will ya? Cheese it, a dick.
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing.
Oh yeah? Nothing, huh?
Nothing, officer. Nothing at all. We was just talking.
Talking, huh? Heard you a mile away. Masher, huh?
Certainly not, officer.
Ah, shut up. Ought to pull you both in.
Now look here, officer.
Slip us your dough. Quick! Okay. Melt.
Melt? Oh, melt.
He was kind of annoying me.
Yeah?
What's the trouble tonight? Where is everybody?
All down in front of Union headquarters, I guess. Big Union drive tonight.
Gee.
What do you mean, gee? Union trouble's no news in this burg. All the force gets called out regular. Lucky for you, I happen to be around here now.
You must be busy. I bet they need you bad.
Sure, they need me bad. See that phone over there? They'll send for me when things begin to pop.
Well, good night, officer. Good night, and thank you. I think maybe I'll go down and see the fun.
Hold your horses there. A little girlie all alone in this gloom. Why you need my protection? Right to your room. Come on and smile now, sister.
Say, you've got me wrong.
Yeah?
Well, you're no better than that two-bit clod. Baby, you're part of the new vice squad.
How'd you guess it, baby?
So that's the way you work it now. I see a Romeo that's on the make. Try to throw a little scare in me because I need a break to make a living. What the hell do you care what I do? So long as you get what I'm given. Ain't it nice knowing that you got me coming and going?
Hey, wait a minute. Say I don't get you. What's the matter with me?
Don't get me wrong, I've loved you all along. Yes, indeed, you're just my style. All the girls go crazy at your call. You've got got that certain smile that makes them fall. Come on, you lug, go put me in the jug. You think you're wise, you think you own me. I'll show you guys.
Hello. Yeah, Dick talking. What's up? Square in front of Union headquarters? Who phoned in? Virgil, go on. 8 of them? What are they, strikers? Listening to a speech, is that all? Well, you know Virgil. Wait a minute, here he comes now.
You're all under arrest.
Arrest?
But officer,
You can't arrest us.
do we look like union organizers?
It was that man.
Do we look like steel workers?
It was that man.
I said you're under arrest.
We were sent by Mr. Mister.
Yes, Mister.
You can't do this to us. Why Mr. Mister sent us?
It was that man.
The man who was making the speech. The one you were supposed to arrest.
Then what do you want to run for?
So this is the crew.
Crew? What a word.
Yeah, nice job, huh? Just like that. I wasn't out 5 minutes. 8 of them. Count them. What do you got there, Dick?
Little hustler.
Hustler? Tart?
We can take them all in together.
Suits me. Only these are mine.
Together?
Us? With that?
With
You
her?
don't know who we are.
You fool.
Idiot.
Imbecile. Moron.
Oh, calling me names now.
Go right ahead. You only happen to be arresting the newly formed Liberty Committee.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
You haven't heard of the Liberty Committee? Ah! Did you ever hear of the Daughters of the American Revolution?
You ain't one of them, are you? Wait a minute. Did you say revolution? I knew it. Let's go.
Scene 2, Night Court.
Gosh, it's cold in here. You don't have it heated like you did last Thursday.
Well, when you get brought in again next Thursday, I'll see you get a cozy fire and a fur-lined rocking chair. Would you like that?
It's nothing. Only I'm a little chilly.
Mr. Mister, hurry up and come to the rescue.
Hurry up and telephone to Mr. Mister to hurry up and come to the rescue.
Hurry up and telephone to Mr. Mister to hurry up and come to the rescue. This is quite an outrage to be arrested this way.
This is quite indecent. They don't know who we are.
Phone to Mr. Mister to come and bail us all out.
Cut out the remarks now. You'll do your talking later.
Think of what my people would think if they could see me.
Think of what my public would think if they could see me.
You know, Mr. Mister. You come and bail us all out.
Phone to Mr. Mister to come and bail us out.
There's nothing to be frightened at. Tell me, what are you in for?
Solicitin, I guess, but really because that flatfoot couldn't make me say yes. Say, do you know the others there? They wouldn't talk to me. I can see that I ain't in their class, and say that goes for you too.
I must admit they're new to the place, but their faces should be seen more often in this place. Just like mine. I get arrested every week, yes, and sometimes twice a week. Vagrancy it's called, I guess that's me.
A crazy life, I find it.
Well, really, I don't mind it. I like the company. It's lonely looking where my drugstore used to be.
Hey, Virgil, tell me now, what's it all about tonight?
What I told you, Union headquarters, that's about all tonight. Mr. sent in orders, arrest everybody forming a crowd. A fella started making a speech, I pulled in all the guys I could reach.
I hope you ain't made a bad break. They're a kind of refined-looking bunch, you know?
Maybe I made a mistake. I got my orders, that's all I know.
We're the most respectable families in the city. We're Steel Town's Liberty Committee.
We're against the union. We're against the drive.
We were there to stop the man who was making the speech. He's a Red, one of these agitators. We wanted you to arrest him.
Why, I drew up the manifesto. Steel Town is clean. Steel Town's a real town. We don't want a union in Steel Town.
But the other slogan was mine. America, Cradle of Liberty. Steel Town, Cradle of the Liberty Committee.
I'm the secretary.
I'm the chairman, and Mr.'s personal doctor.
I am his daughter's art instructor.
We're Mr.'s Liberty Committee.
That's why they're all in here then. That cop got his signals mixed. Shall I tell you a secret? We're in the same old trade as you.
You mean you're all Solicitin?
Not quite, but so to say. They won't buy our milk-white bodies, so we kind of sell out in some other way. To Mr.
Who is this Mr.?
Better ask me who he's not. He owns steel and everything else too. Because of him, my son was killed 6 months ago. Now he'll come and bail them out.
Say, would he bail us out too?
I don't know. I'm drunk.
I wonder if I hadn't better phone Mrs. Mister. I know her so much better than I know Mister.
I'm afraid Mister's got his hands full tonight.
Will it keep him from coming here? Will it?
That union business comes to a head tonight. He's going crazy trying to kill it.
Officer, where's the man who made the speech?
Yes, where's the man who made the speech?
We're in here.
But where's he?
Where's the man who made the speech?
All right, take it easy. We got him. Don't get sore. He'll be here. The boys are giving him a little workout next door. Anybody want to join him? The judge will be here shortly. In the meantime, he'll take down your names.
First case. Name?
I am Reverend Salvation. I wear the holy cloth. My name is known to all God-fearing people in Steel Town. The Liberty Committee was formed by us to combat socialism, communism, radicalism, and especially unionism, and to uphold the Constitution.
All right. Charge. I had my orders. Loitering. Or maybe obstructing traffic.
This is preposterous. The officer has made a dreadful mistake. I insist that everything be placed in the record.
So they got old man Salvation in the night court at last. Do you know what the charge ought to be? Habitual prostitute since 1915.
Scene 3. Mission.
My dear Mrs. Mister.
How are you? It's been weeks I've wanted to meet you and to greet you. I'm Australian too, and I've brought along our monthly present. But one thing's not so pleasant, Father dear. I feel
shalt not kill. So saith it in the Bible, so must it be. Thou shalt not kill. Peace on earth toward men goodwill, only goodwill. As your shepherd I implore, turn from thoughts of wicked war, war we do abhor. Women, save your husbands, sons, and sweethearts. Men, be resolute, refuse to shoot, or into the loathsome fray we'll be tossed. Everything be lost, oh, peace at any cost. Amen. Collection.
The next year, 1916.
Reverend Salvation, I'm worried. Things are not proceeding so nicely or precisely in the way they should. And my husband, Mr. said it's something about bank credits, Father dear. They fear for steel and oil and rubber. So we must set the town right, please. Don't be quite so downright. Simply answer both yes and no. It's true you've preached so much for peace, but now it seems that peace may be a little expensive. Please don't think me offensive, just restrain your intensive order. You might mention that you do deplore the German side of the war.
Thou shalt not Righteousness conquers, iniquity perishes, peace is a wonderful thing. But when I say peace, I'm referring to inner peace, let there be no misconception. The peace you remember which passeth beyond understanding. We must remember our honor and the valor and pride which is ours to cherish and use, knowing well that peace without honor no good American should excuse. Surely I need not remind you of the war which is simply dreadful for everyone. There we take no side, still we know who defends sweet peace from the savage Hun. Amen. Collection.
But in 1917...
Reverend Salvation! News! Front page news, headline news, strictly mind, confidential news, but such news! Ha! My husband just got back from a conference, and he says it's the only way for us to recoup our profits. It's all fixed, and everything's ready for the first guns! War! War! Kill all the dirty Huns! War! War! Kill all the dirty Huns! War! War! We're entering the war! For Mr. shown the president how things are. England has simply been a darling. Eyes right, think of the rallies. Eyes left, I'm gonna knit socks. Eyes front, steel's gonna go up sky high. All you clergymen must now prepare a special prayer and do your share. Oh yes, your share.
Thou shalt...
War! War! Kill all the dirty Huns and those Austro-Hungarians! War! War! We're entering the war!
The Lusitanians and unpaid debt. Remember Troy, remember Lafayette, remember
the Alamo!
remember those innocent unborn babies.
Don't let George do it, you do it.
Make the world safe for democracy. Make the world safe for liberty. Make the world safe for Steele and the Mr. family.
Of course it's peace we're for. This is war to end all war.
Amen. I can see the market rising like a beautiful bird.
Collection.
Order in the courtroom! Order in the courtroom!
Next case. Name?
I am editor daily of the Steeltown News.
Charge?
The same, I guess. You know about these things. What have I got these people for? Loitering? Obstructing traffic?
Change that to read procurer, also known as pimp, to Mr. to Sister Mister, to Junior Mister.
Scene 4. Lawn of Mr. Mister's home.
Junior.
Leave me alone.
You big lump. Why don't you try to reduce?
Don't bother me. I'm busy. Croon, croon till it hurts, baby, croon. My heart asserts, baby, crooning in spurts, baby, is just the nerds for a tune.
In a canoe, baby, spoon. One bell for two, baby, just me and you, baby. I can canoe, baby, spoon.
Oh, the crooner's life is a blessed one. He makes the population happy. For when all one's cares have distressed one.
Oh, to spoon is grand in the June day sun. You spoon and never get tired. But it's nicer at night than in the noonday sun. 'Cause then you're Gary Cooper and I'm Greta Garbo.
Just croon, even the poor are not immune. If they're without a suit, they shouldn't give a hoot when they can substitute.
Find me a dream man and leave us in dreamland where me and my dream man can.
When they can substitute croon.
Do we disturb you too unduly? I have business with Editor Daily.
Should I wear stripes or checks? Oh, the problems of my attire. Excuse me, I gotta go make another long-distance call to Esquire.
And I got a date with a fig. Get it?
The children are rather witty. I have called you here fairly early, my dear Editor Daily, because I have something on my mind.
All my gifts of prose will be at your disposal, Mr. Mister. You've been very kind.
I believe newspapers are great mental shapers. My steel industry is dependent on them, really.
Just you call the news and we'll tell all the news from coast to coast and from border to border.
Yes, but some news can be made to order.
Oh, the press, the press, the freedom of the press. They'll never take away the freedom of the press.
We must be free to say whatever's on our chest.
With a hey diddle dee and a ho nonny no.
For whichever side will pay the best. I should like a series on young Larry Foreman, who goes around storming and organizing unions.
Yes, we've heard of him, in fact. Good word of him, he seems quite popular with working men.
Find out who he talks with and drinks with and sleeps with and look up his past till at last you got it on him.
But the man's so full of fight, he's simply dynamite. Why, it would take an army to tame him.
Then it shouldn't be too hard to frame him.
Oh, the press, the freedom of the press.
You've only got to hint whatever's fit to print. If something's wrong with it, why then we'll print a fit.
With a hey diddle dee and a ho nonny no,
for whichever side will pay the best. Have his picture fill the front page of your paper, this drunkard and raper who's out to dull the people.
Just a minute, I'm not being indiscreet. I must consult the owner of my sheet.
Please don't try to cross your good-humored new boss. I'm the owner of your famous paper since this morning.
In that case, I wonder if my place is not worth more. The other crowd would like me to shake you.
Then we'll see just how neatly I'll break you. Oh, the press, the freedom of the press. They'll never take away the freedom of the press. That Foreman series now.
Yes, Mister, yes.
With a hey diddle dee and a ho nonny no. No!
Yes, sir, yes.
For whichever side will pay the best.
I agree with you absolutely, Mister.
Now that is a big relief, Editor Daly.
You see, I was once literary advisor to Princess Walla Walla Huani of the Hawaiian Islands. We still correspond.
Then you're just the man to write the manifesto for my new Liberty Committee.
Well, if I do say so myself.
Literary advisor to a princess. Well, what do you know?
Yes, well, spelling and things, you know.
Oh, yes, about Junior.
Oh, I do like Junior.
Well, he doesn't go so well with union problems. I'd like him out of town. Say on the paper? A correspondence job or something, you see.
Your Junior working? Oh, yes, I see.
Intentional. People all around get pale. Let's do something before we've got too old. I'm glad I'm not too old to tie a can to a doggy's tail.
Let's raise chickens, let's raise the dickens,
Go to church and be on time. For excitement and indictment would be smaller than a crime. Let's do something to kill the monotony. Let's go in for botany if they've got any, and if not any, then let's do something.
Have you thought of Honolulu, where your boredom would be banned? Bid your family toodaloo, sail away to that fair land. That's just the isle for you, and you'll have your work too. A little scribbling on your father's journal. Oh, nothing ever happens over there.
Son, they say the climate's fresh and vernal.
You can learn to play the ukulele.
Now, Junior, listen to Editor Daly.
Have you been to Honolulu?
Are the women nice down there?
Demure and so high-born, just pure September morn.
I don't care if they're high-born, just as long as they're high-breasted.
Junior, please don't get arrested.
Picture when the sun sets on Oahu. That's the island Honolulu's on. Dusky maidens dancing in the starlight.
Wasn't some young debutante seduced there?
You'll be our official correspondent.
You're a fool if you don't go now.
La 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 la
lips are waiting to be kissed.
I'd be satisfied with one big Zulu.
Chocolate arms are open like a flower.
How the hell do you spell Honolulu?
Junior's going to be a journalist. There's a woman there who wants you.
La 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 la.
Have you been to Honolulu? Sail away to that fair land. Dusky maidens in the starlight.
Bye, Junior!
Order in the courtroom.
Next case. Name?
Harry Druggist.
You know this one. I picked him up in the square earlier in the evening.
The usual charge, I suppose.
Vagrancy.
Wait a minute. I belong with those people. I sold out my boy. And 2 others with him.
Scene 5. Drugstore.
Stevie.
Yes, Pop?
Those glasses really clean this time? Like that? That's the way. It looks like summer weather. There's a fine warm sun. I swear I'd not change places with King Solomon. I ought to make you pay for every glass that you drop. It certainly feels fine to own my shop.
Oh, Pop, you're always such a crazy. This shop's not yours. What about the mortgage?
The mortgage now, you know how much it worries me. I saw the man again, told him to let me be. I'll pay him when I can. You know who owns the company? It's Mr. Tell me, what does he want with my little cash? It's a terrible world, Stevie, and I feel fine.
You the guy that runs this joint?
I'm the proprietor.
Do you know a Polak who comes here every Sunday?
A Polak?
Sure, a punk. With his wife he comes here.
You know, Pop, he means that Polish fella.
He brings his wife here every week. About this time she likes our ice cream sodas. Yes, I know them well.
You know what he looks like, huh?
Yes, why?
You'd like to keep this drugstore, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want any company to clamp down on your mortgage or anything like that, now would you?
What's the idea?
Here's the dope. When this Polak comes in today, you don't say nothing. He goes out, there's a big noise outside. You don't say nothing. Understand? You keep your trap shut. But when they ask you later on who done it, you remember. It's this here Polak.
Done what?
Explosion. They're taking a little piece off Union headquarters across the street.
Who is?
None of your damn business. Jeez. I don't know why the boss had to pick you out of all the shops on this side. Talk about dumb.
The boss? Mr. Mister's behind this somewhere, Pop.
You don't know that name. You never heard that name before, get me?
But man, I can't say somebody did something if he didn't. Suppose he denies it.
Oh, jeez. Listen, I'll go over it all again. There's gonna be a explosion. This guy's gonna be in the explosion. He ain't gonna bother you none after that.
And his wife, too?
Oh, can I help it if she never lets him out of her sight?
Pop, I heard what he said. Pop, you're not gonna let him get away with it?
You keep your shirt on. You don't want to interfere with your old man.
Steve, they got me cornered. I'll lose the store. They can do it. I'll lose everything. They got me, Stevie. What can I do?
Pop, shut up now. Here they come.
What store did you go to get it?
Up on High Street.
Expensive shop, I bet.
Oh, no, it ain't, and it's the cutest dress.
Sadie, you got a new dress already. What, you want to take all my money?
I know, but Gus...
Is it pretty dress?
Oh, Gus, if you could only see me in it.
All right. Maybe they make me head guy at their mill, and then I make plenty money, eh? What you take, same thing?
Vanilla ice cream soda with 2 scoops.
Me, nothing. Just a Coca-Cola. Wait, with a shot of lemon, maybe. The manager come to me yesterday. He say, I keep away from union, I get good job. Then Larry Foreman, union feller, come to me. He say, Gus, don't be a fool, you belong with us. Look like I'm very popular. Everybody want me, I don't know. Sadie, you're gonna have kids soon.
Gus.
I want a kid. I want a son. What I care what they hear? Now I got first papers. Pretty soon I be real American citizen. The feller said they need men like me. Sure, good hands, strong. He say America need men like me. Sadie, I think maybe you getting big already. We have to buy you new kind dress soon, eh?
Stop it.
Why don't my Sadie tell me she gonna have baby?
Now, Gus, I asked you twice today. Don't talk that way.
What I care, what they hear.
Okay, maybe.
I make a little bed from wood, so my son sleep good. So my son sleep good. We wonder if anyone could be as much in love as we. We wonder if anyone ever was before. They couldn't be any more than we are. There never was such a day or such a night time. There never was such a boy as we will have, and all in the right time. What's the matter, kid?
No, wait!
Steve!
Wait! They're gonna get you!
Scene 6, hotel lobby.
Well, if it isn't my old friend, Dauber the artist.
Well, if it isn't my old friend Yasha the violinist, he has to be here today.
Of all the people to walk into a hotel lobby, I meet him.
Well, how's the concert business?
Fine. How's the painting business? I had 30 concerts last year.
Last year I sold 12 pictures. Last year, what about this year?
Oh, this year I rely on my talent.
Prospects are lousy for me, too. Don't let me keep you, please be on your way. You must have many things to do.
No, not at all. An appointment today brings me to these parts.
Me too.
But the person I'm about to meet, I doubt you could have met her. The kind that grovels at my feet, she'd stay there if I let her. She's fabulously wealthy, and although that's not the reason, I think she can be counted on to subsidize me all next season.
Your lady friend does resemble a lot someone, and that's very queer.
So?
Someone who's meeting me here.
No.
Is her pierced arrow light blue?
Yes.
Not Mrs. Mister.
Well, yes, Mrs. Mister.
Me too.
Oh, there's something so damn low about the rich. They're fantastic, they're far-fetched, they're just funny. They've no impulse, no fine feeling, no great itch. What have they got?
What have they got?
What have they got?
Money.
Stupid woman, Mrs. Mister.
Stupid? What she doesn't know about music would put hyphens back in his feet again.
She asked me to bring El Greco to tea this summer.
This summer? Oh, so she mentioned the summer to you. Did she say where she would be?
No, but we both thought that Paris would do, or Capri, she calls it Capri.
Why, she promised me Bar Harbor with an extra house where I... But of course, if she has other plans, I've other fish to fry.
Well, dear Lady Duchess desperately wants me at her place. She's had everyone do her 3/4. I'm to do full face.
And I just heard from Marquesa Contessa last week. She was Matilda McGee.
Well?
Now she's divorced the Marquis.
Hell! My Lady Duchess loves me.
Swell.
But to wed wealth, so I fear, would affect my career.
I agree. Oh, there's something so damn low about the rich. It's incredible. The open way they court you. All these millionaires, I can't tell which is which.
What can they do?
What can they do? What can they do? Support you.
Oh, there you are, you two. And together. Who says I haven't brought about a union of the arts? Painting and music. Twin flowers from one stem. The spirit. Yasha, those horns are perfect. Imagine, he went and had the horns of my Pierce arrow tuned to that motif in Beethoven's Egmont overture. You know, ta-ta, 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 you. Dauber, I had an argument with Hallie Vacuum at lunch whether Picasso has curly hair. And now don't tell me. I couldn't bear it if he were bald. Oh, the weekend! You're both coming to me for the weekend.
Oh, yes. Ask us again and again, Mrs. Mister. Ask us again. We love it, please, now and then. Do ask us again. Whenever it's convenient, we'll come. When it's not, we're always lenient, unless she's found some other bum. For we love to sit in the lap of your lush and lavish display, although it's only from Friday night till Sunday. Your guests are disgusting, your food is too heavy. We eat and we drink and we belch and we're full and we're ill and we're bored.
Oh, you boys will kill me!
But we live off the fat of the land, and for service we don't lift a hand. We're allowed to be rude and insulting. insulting and lewd. So long may you wave and forever amen, if you'll ask us again, again and again. Oh please, Mrs. Mister, just ask us again.
No, you poor boys. Artists have to eat. That's all we're good for, we moneyed people. Just use us. Just step all over us. If it's only for the good of the cause. Oh, speaking of the cause, I want you two to join my husband's Liberty Committee. You will, won't you?
Put us down.
And how?
But don't you want to know what it's all about?
Politics.
Cora, we're artists.
And we love art for art's sake. It's smart for art's sake. To part for art's sake. With your heart for art's sake. And your mind for art's sake. Be blind for art's sake. And deaf for art's sake. And dumb for art's sake. Until for art's sake. They kill for art's sake. All the art for art's sake.
There's the car now. Yasha? Dober?
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo!
Scene 7. Night Court.
It was Tuesday, last week. Yeah, Tuesday. I had breakfast at Andy's, coffee and. For lunch, I had coffee and again. For dinner, I could only afford coffee. Then I look on the floor and I see a nickel shining there. Gee, coffee and, Andy. Then I look closer. There was no nickel. Not coffee and, Andy. Just coffee. Andy. Cute, huh? Mister, you don't know what it felt like thinking that was a nickel under my foot. Maybe you wonder what it is makes people good or bad. Why some guy, an ace without a doubt, turns out to be a bastard, and the other way about. I'll tell you what I feel, it's just the nickel under the heel. Oh, you can live like hearts and flowers, and every day is a wonderland tour. Oh, you can dream and scheme and happily put and take and put. But first be sure the nickel's under your foot. Go stand on someone's neck while you're taken. Cut into somebody's throat as you put. For every dream and schemes, depending on weather, all through the storm, you've kept it warm. The nickel under your foot. And if you're sweet, then you'll grow rotten. Your pretty heart covered over with soot. And if for once you're gay and devil may careless and oh so hot, I know you've got the nickel under your
Which of you guys wanted to see the man who made the speech? Hey, Larry Foreman, now make a speech.
He's the man who made the speech. He's the one who started this.
Wait till Mr. Mister comes.
Did you hold him, Mr. Mister? What did he say? What did he say?
Mr. Mister's not at home.
Not at home?
He's at a meeting with the board.
With the board?
Says the judge is with him, too. He'll come over right away, just as soon as they get through.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He'll come over right away.
That's the man who made the speech.
He's the one who made the speech. He's the one who started this.
Oh, boy. I just been grilled. Say, who made up that word grilled? I also been barbecued, frizzled, and pleated. Now I know what the dirty foreigners feel like. I guess I'm a foreigner at that. Our property's been in the family for over 60 years, but it's 9 miles out of town, so I guess that makes me a foreigner. Not that it's good property. If it was, we wouldn't have it for no 60 minutes. Did you ever hear of Mr. Mister? There is an A#1 home snatcher. A lot of hard work and perseverance went into that reputation. Hey, what's the whole Liberty Committee doing in night court? And on the wrong side of the bar. Wait till I tell my Aunt Jessie. She's got to come back for everything.
Always said they was the biggest cheats and whores in town.
Oh, excuse the language, miss. My Aunt Jessie gets all them big words out of the Bible. Say, you're new here. What's the matter? They catch you on the streets, kid?
Uh-huh. What have they got you for?
Who, me? Making a speech. Passing out leaflets. The formal charge is inciting to riot. Ain't you ever seen my act? Well, I'm creeping along in the dark. My eyes is crafty. My pockets is bulging. I'm loaded. Armed to the teeth. With leaflets. And am I quick on the draw? I come up to you very slow, very snaky. And with one fell gesture, I tuck a leaflet in your hand. And then 1, 2, 3, there's a riot. You're the riot. I incited you. I'm terrific, I am.
That don't sound like nothing to get arrested for. Besides, you don't seem very worried.
Listen, girlie, you don't want to talk that way. That's dangerous talk. First thing you know, they'll have you deported as well as fumigated. No, but it's a good leaflet. We printed it ourselves. We got a committee, too. Farmers and city people, doctors, lawyers, newspapermen, even a couple of poets. And one preacher. We're all middle class. We all got property. We also got our eyes open. This crowd here, hiding up there in the cradle of the Liberty Committee. Up on the topmost bough of yonder tree now, like bees in their hives, the lords and their lackeys and wives, a swinging rock-a-bye baby in a nice big cradle. Then they remark the air is chilly up there, a sky beetle browed, can that be a cloud over there? And then they put up their hands and feel stormy weather. A birdie ups and cries, boys, this looks bad. You haven't used your eyes, you'll wish you had. That's thunder, that's lightning, and it's gonna surround you. No wonder those storm birds seem to circle around you. Well, you can't climb down and you can't sit still. That's a storm that's gonna last until the final wind blows. And when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. That's thunder, that's lightning, and it's gonna surround you. No wonder those storm birds seem to circle around you. Well, you can't climb down and you can't say no. You can't stop the weather now with all your dough. For when the wind blows, and when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. The cradle will rock. Do you think we don't know what that fight tonight's about? Why Murphy from the rolling mills and Brown from the roughers and Young from the Boilermakers is all sitting together in Union headquarters? Why, more people in Steel Town ever saw at one time is crowding around in the square. Those boys don't know it yet, but they're fighting our fight too. And we'll have the blasters and the machinists with them before the week is out. You try and stop them. Oh, boy. Did you see the people out there? The tons of them. And the order, the quiet. I lost my Aunt Jessie in a crowd of Boilermakers, bunched together with their wives and kids on one side of the square, and the kids all had bugles. I'll find her blowing a bugle, I guess, unless they pull her in for carrying concealed deadly leaflets. Old two-gun Jessie herself. And on the other side of the square, the Ruffers with their kids, and their kids all had drums.
I saw them in the middle of the square with the rolling mill workers, and their kids out in front too, with fifes.
Do you know what it takes to keep a kid from blowing his bugle or banging his drum? They're all out there now. They're not making a sound. They're just waiting, ready to strike up the band as soon as they hear the good news.
I asked one little boy why he wasn't blowing his fife, and he says to me, "Mister, that's discipline."
Oh, boy, tonight's the night. Oh, boy, if they get together. Goodbye, open shop in Steel Town. Hello, closed shop.
What's the difference?
The difference? Open shop is when a Boilermaker can be kicked around, demoted, fired like that. He's all alone. He's free to be wiped out. Closed shop, he's got 50,000 other Boilermakers behind him, ready to back him up, every one of them to the last lunch pail. The difference? It's like the 5 fingers on your hand. That's the Boilermakers, just one finger. But this, rollers, roughers, machinists, blasters, Boilermakers, that's closed shop. That's a union. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Order in the courtroom.
Next case.
Name?
I am President Prexy of College University.
Charge?
Maintaining a disorderly house.
Scene 8. Faculty room.
Yes? Mister? Well, good heavens, man, show him in. Mister.
President Prexy.
Lovely morning.
It's raining.
Oh, is it raining? I had no idea. Well, of all things.
I'll come to the point at once. I need a speaker. One of your professors.
We have lots of professors this year who make lovely appearances. Just what kind of a man?
Rally, next Saturday night. I'm extending your military tactics course. Didn't they tell you?
No, they didn't tell me.
Well, we're building up quite a nice little regiment here. You never know when you'll need them. The National Guard isn't any cheaper, and I can handle college boys myself. The country is going to the dogs.
Oh.
Well, I want a speaker from the university to come and talk to the students. Stir them up. Someone who can talk.
Let me see. Who would be the kind of man most suited to your purpose? Send in Trixie, Scoot, and Mamie. Mamie's a new one, just up from the Argentine. He may be the very article. Boys, this is Mr., our distinguished citizen and trustee. He... Tri-tra-do-tra-la-la, tri-tra-do-tra-la-la.
President Prexy,
Not now, Scoot. You first, Mamie.
Applied Science, Laboratory 54. Military training. Young gentlemen of the university. I give to you the triple flank maneuver.
President Prexy,
that maneuver is a sort of a symbol, a connection, if you will. A connection, so to speak, with the times. The times and the tides, the tides and the times.
Thank you. We'll let you know.
Too many long words. What does he think college boys are?
Now, Professor Scoot.
Ethics 42, Aesthetics 6, Logic 1.
How do you feel about our course in military tactics?
I have to say?
Why, yes.
Then I don't like military training of any kind. I'm a Tolstoyan.
A what?
A little brother.
Where were you during the war?
On Henry Ford's peace ship.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how that man got on our payroll. Believe me, he's off it now. Why, Trixie.
Football coach, also elementary French. Listen, fellas. Military course, 2 years. 3 cheers. Listen, fellas. Army training, port in a storm. There's nothing like a uniform. Build you up, alma mater. Sex appeal. 2 years, 3 cheers. Stick your chest out. Be a man.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Enchanting, enchanting, enchanting.
You can both consider yourselves on my Liberty Committee. I guess we can use Mamie, too. Those big words might come in handy there, but not that peace ship. Now, you can tell the boys that we're buying them the best military equipment. Riot guns, tear gas, hand grenades, cartridges, everything. They're gonna find that 3 or even 4 years of such training is not going to hurt. Is not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt, is it, Doctor? It's not going to hurt.
Now, don't be alarmed, old man. A purely routine examination. Just breathe naturally.
It hurts sometimes when I breathe, Doc, you know.
Where, here? Here.
No, not now. But it does hurt.
Just breathe naturally. Mostly nerves. Well, there are some new injections, rather rare in this country. We'll start them tomorrow. And remember, a long cure in Vichy this summer. I think that's all.
All? You are certainly not forgetting to take my temperature and pulse, Doctor.
Ah, fair enough. Incidentally, old man, I want to thank you for being made chairman of the Liberty Committee. It means a great deal to me, as you probably knew. Among other things, I believe that's all I needed to get that research appointment I've been after for months. Let's see now. Ah, perfectly normal.
Normal?
Completely. Oh, pulse a bit jumpy. Just nerves, that's all.
Ella Hammer to see you, Doctor.
Ella Hammer? That's the sister of the machinist that got hurt, isn't it? What's she doing here?
No idea. I treated him at the clinic.
I think I know what she wants. The man was drunk at the time, wasn't he?
Drunk? Why, no.
No? Oh, that's very interesting. I was sure I'd heard he'd slipped because he'd been drinking.
Well, I can assure you he... Is it causing you any trouble?
Oh, in a sort of a way. He's been trying to put over this new union stuff on the employees, the kind that's never satisfied. His sister's beefing all over the place how he got pushed into the ladle. You know, I had a hard time deciding whether a doctor was the right type to head a Liberty Committee. I decided, well, for a number of reasons. I assumed, naturally, after you examined him... Didn't you say he was drunk?
I?
Yes, you. As a matter of fact, I phoned the newspapers only this morning to send somebody over here to get the story from you. You know, I'm wondering just how easily you could explain your sudden resignation as chairman of the Liberty Committee to your extensive practice. That is, if a change was found advisable. Good God, I'm a sick man, Doctor. Doesn't anyone realize how sick I am. I have nightmares. I'm in the middle of an earthquake. Oh, call it nerves. Call it whatever you like. I don't understand the times. Unions. Oh, unions. We raised their wages and now they want a union. Things are slipping from my grasp. What's it coming to? My own doctor helps to make me sick. There. You see? I guess you can handle her. Hey.
Hello, Doctor. Doctor, you examine Joe. Doctor, you're the one to know. If he ever touched a drop of liquor, he couldn't hold it. You know his stomach. They take it up out of his paycheck for you to know his stomach by now.
Yes?
Is the rumor true that they mean to say that he was drunk?
Yes.
But doctor, you know those hoodlums framed him, pushed him into that ladle because he wasn't afraid to talk. He's been expecting this for weeks. He even told you that.
Yes.
Workers who have been cheated and lied to and sold out, they daren't trust anybody no more. They mustn't lose their faith in Joe now. You see that, don't you?
Yes.
So you will tell the workers it was all a frame-up. You'll say their confidence in him was not unfounded. I hoped you would.
Reporters from the newspapers, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, Doctor.
Mr. phoned us to come here. We aren't quite sure what for.
I'll be brief. My statement is this. I examined the man Hammer shortly after his injury at the Steeltown Mills last Thursday. He was obviously intoxicated.
Oh, then there's no question of
That's
any
all.
wrongdoing. But Doctor, isn't there any more?
It only makes a complete story.
A story? Is that what your papers want, a story? Listen, here's the story. Not much fun and not much glory. Low class, low down. The thing you never care to see until there is a showdown. Well, here it is. I'll make it snappy. Are you ready? Everybody happy? Joe Worker gets gypped for no good reason, just gypped. From the start until the finish comes, they feed him out of garbage cans, they breed him in the slums. Joe Worker will go to shops where stuff is on show. He'll look at the meat, he'll look at the bread, and too little to eat sort of goes to the head. One big question inside me cries, how many fakers, peace undertakers, page strike breakers, how many toiling, ailing, dying, piled up bodies, brother, does it take to make you wise? Joe Worker just drops right at his work and he drops. Weary, weary, tired to the core. But then if he drops out of sight, there's always plenty more. Joe Worker must know that somebody's got him in tow. But what is the good for just one to be clear? Oh, it takes a lot of Joes to make a sound you can hear. One big question inside me cries. How many frame-ups? How many shakedowns? Lockouts, sellouts? How many times machine guns tell the same old story? Brother, does it take to make you wise?
Scene 10, Night Court. And so the great doctor specialist drew a research appointment. Kept his job on the Liberty Committee.
Gee, and I thought they were all so high class.
Sister, you should be ashamed. An amateur like you in the company of all these professionals? They could teach you something. For instance, you'll probably go to jail. But do you think they will? Not on your committee button, they won't.
Will Mister never get here?
It seems we've been here for hours. I insist that this man be stopped. He's already caused enough trouble. What is this, Russia? We don't have to listen to talk like this.
No, you don't have to listen. You're all independent, you are. There ain't no Mr. There's just the boogeyman. You preach what he tells you to preach. You print what he tells you to print. Or else. You sell out everything you got. Your store, your son, yourself.
Stevie.
Mister comes around and you kiss the ground where he walks. Mrs. Mister lifts a finger, and you lift your little behind to be smacked. This ain't Russia, no, this is Steeltown, USA.
What do you want us to do, join unions?
A university president's union.
A concert artists' union.
Don't make us laugh.
I got some sort of invitation to join a pharmacist's union. I wonder if they know there's a pool room there where my drugstore was.
Didn't anybody ever tell you boys you belong to a union already? It's the closedest shop ever, and it's been running things for quite a while. Only you're being rooked. You're in one of them racketeer unions where you run all the errands and get maybe $1 cigar for Christmas. You ain't made one real demand yet. You've only said, yes, Mr. up to now.
You're Larry Foreman.
Ex-foreman.
I've been looking all over town for you.
Well, how's the union returns?
They haven't come to a decision yet. Mr. Foreman, I know a lot about you. You were once in my employ. Now, look here. We're both for the same thing. A fair and square deal for everybody. Now, why don't you convince your group to join with my Liberty Committee into one big united organization?
You mean with these people here?
Yes. It's a bad mistake their being here. You release them all at once. I told the judge to go on home. I have his authority, and that includes you too, of course, Mr. Foreman.
You got his authority, huh?
He's my brother-in-law, you know.
Oh, the judge is your brother-in-law. He's part of the Liberty Committee, too.
Yes, and some of the best people in town. Doctor Specialist over there, and, Editor Daly. You know him, and they're all very democratic. Now, come on, what do you say?
Well, now, let me understand you. Now, you'd like my services in swinging your way all the people I've signed up here. All the people who agree with the union. You want me to change their minds, is that it?
That's it. Well, that's a little strongly put.
Do it.
Oh, Mister, you can be perfectly frank with me.
Do they know when all this trouble is over?
Go ahead.
I'll see to it personally that there's a wave of increased production, improved methods, closer competition than this country have ever seen. Do they know I'm building them a brand new swimming pool, a library, a private park for the children?
From where I sit, it looks like they only want a union.
Listen, you. I don't want to talk about your own future. There's nothing you couldn't be. I haven't time to argue. Well,
I might. But that's a pretty tall order, you know.
Well, of course. I don't expect you to do it just like that.
Murderer ought to be worth quite a sum to you, huh?
I thought so. You needn't worry about that part. I'll see you get what it's worth. Now let's talk it over outside.
Wait. I'm kind of funny that way. I'd like to know now about how much it might be worth.
No, bitch, you lousy foreman. Who do you think you
Stop!
are?
I know, right there.
You don't say. Worth that much to you, huh? Well, you take all that money and go buy yourself a big piece of toast. You want to relax, and to me and my Aunt Jessie, you're a poached egg. What?
Fool! Fool! David!
Go on, get out of here. And take this little girl with you. Out there, she don't cost you nothing. In jail, you're liable to have to feed her.
Why, you goddamn skunk! I'll run you out of this town. I'll break you.
And give us front page publicity? Would you please?
Kill him! Lynch him!
Lynch, kill. Listen, once and for all, you scared bunch of ninnies. Outside in the square, they're starting something. That steel marching out in front. But one day there's gonna be wheat and sidewalks, cows and music, shops, houses, poems, bridges, drugstores. The people of this town are finding out what it's all about. They're growing up. And when everybody gets together, the way Steel is getting together tonight, where are you then? Listen, you black legions, you Ku Kluxes, you vigilantes, hiding up there in the cradle of the Liberty Committee. When the storm breaks, the cradle will fall. Listen, the Boilermakers are with us. That's the Boilermakers kids! The Roughers! The Rollers! Steel! You're Steel! They done it!
They're marching down here. They got no permit to march.
Arrest them!
Arrest them? There's thousands of them. They're standing out in front of the courthouse right now.
My God! What do they want with me?
Don't worry, that's not for you. That's just my Aunt Jessie and her committee.
That's thunder, that's thunder.